One thing that is coming to baseball next year, John, and this was thrown at everybody a few days ago, and in 2023, there are going to be some big rule changes, some extreme changes. There is larger bases, which is the least probably extreme of the three, a restriction of the shift, and a pitch clock. So I want to ask you about the restriction of the shift and the pitch clock. Let's start with the restriction of the shift. What do you think about Major League Baseball saying you can no longer have your fielders wherever you want? It's got to be 4 infielders in front of the outfield grass and 2 on each side of the base.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's going to be the greatest rule change that happens. People are going to throw their arms up all they want. They're going to realize the effect of this is going to have unintended consequences, and those are going to be good ones. Every single sport has changed their defensive rule. Everyone. I mean, you can go soccer, hockey, basketball, football, you name it. When the sport is suffering in one way or another that is causing an action or less action to happen, each sport has made a change. Can you imagine if LeBron James, you went to go see LeBron James and they could play 3 defenders on him, but LeBron's team's going to win, but he might score 2 points. Who wants to see that? There's a reason there's a defensive ability to not do certain things in the NBA. Same thing in the NFL. Imagine if you could grab a wide receiver like they used to be able to do. All these things have come and gone. Baseball's never entertained it and never done it. So that's why you get such pushback. This is single-handedly going to change the game of baseball. It's not going to change the averages dramatically, but it's going to change the philosophy of how we have action and ground balls at 100 and some miles an hour that are no longer outs. And now the greater point that I think you're going to see great athleticism again. Mm-hmm. You're going to see teams have a defensive advantage if they've got one of the unique and elite second basemen or shortstops. How can you tell if anybody's great when they're all in a shift and everybody is pitching and hitting the same way? So I think this is going to be outstanding. And I think this single-handedly is going to change the narrative of baseball in a way where we all know that left-handed batters are the biggest victim of this. And, you know, a lot has been made on a Max Kepler, who has the most outs in the shift, second most other than Santana. And we got a chance to see him now swing the bat and hit a hard ground ball that gets rewarded for a hit. So to me, I'm excited about that.
I'm with you, and I use a similar example when I explain it to people with the defensive shift. Imagine in the NBA if there was a guy like Shaquille O'Neal who's 7 foot a million and allowed to stand right underneath the basket the entire time and just catch it and put it in the hoop. Well, guess what? They made a rule saying you can't do that. You got to get outside and move, and that's similar to what we're doing in baseball. So we're on the same wavelength there. John, another one, the pitch clock. This is a big change as well. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the pitch clock, I think, is going to affect less than 5% of the game of pitchers. I don't think it's as big a problem as a pitching standpoint as it is a hitting. The hitters are the ones that slow down the game more often because they're trying to process so much information. And I think the pitchers that have a problem taking their time and doing those things, they'll learn to get it done. It's not a vast majority. And I think this pitch clock will significantly enhance the action as well. It won't be carve 30 minutes off the game, maybe 5, but it's a start in the right direction, because imagine all the mound visits and then the batter stepping out and then your usual or unusual certain pitcher who takes forever to throw that 1 inning out of relief. So I think that'll be adapted, and it'll be more adapted by the pitchers than it will the hitters. The hitters are going to have a better idea of what they're trying to do and process before they take the game and slow it down. So I think it's more of a hitter issue than it is a pitcher issue.
Spoken like a true pitcher, my friend. But I do agree with you. There's a lot of batters that'll step out and deal with their gloves and do all of that stuff. And there's a very minimal percentage of pitchers, I think, that and you see it a lot with relievers, but there's some relievers out there that'll take a minute in between pitches. So it'll help speed that up. But you hear the word pitch clock, and a lot of people think this will affect pitchers. Batters can take forever. This is a big part of just helping batters get in the box and get ready, and hey, let's go.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, the game was played faster a long time ago because it was taught and kind of that's how you knew to play, right? You want to keep your defenders ready. You don't want to take a lot of time. But now there's so much information, there's so much processing going on, and you couple the fact of all the ability to kind of go through your signs, that is going to cause a little bit more creativity for teams to get on the same page, to think alike, and to get the game moving in a direction that doesn't kind of take it in a place where, you know, you have all these great pauses.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.